now bring in Ian Cameron, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Police, joining us now via hybrid or the telephone line. A very good afternoon to you, Ian. Thank you so much for your time. So General Sibiya, who remains suspended and fighting that suspension in court, speak to us about how will you ensure that his testimony at the ad hoc committee is not compromised by, just a parallel court process as you go about your work?
Good afternoon. Thank you. So it's very interesting that he says he's been summoned, because none of us in the ad hoc committee know about it. I was in a police portfolio committee strategic session today when this news came out, and several of us in the police committee serve on the ad hoc committee. We have a meeting this coming Friday, but the committee together agreed just over 2 weeks ago that the very first person that would appear before the committee is General Mkonazi. So General Sibiya saying that he's been summoned, according to us, is incorrect unless there's something blatantly wrong with internal communication in Parliament.
In fact, not only is he saying that he has been summoned, he's also he's talked about a date, the 10th of September. So you're confirming to us now that, in fact, he hasn't been summoned.
Well, from what we know, nothing of that kind has been confirmed. We don't even have confirmation about the program yet of the committee. The committee must still sit and go through that amongst the members, know exactly what that program looks like. It's extremely frustrating because obviously we really want to get to work urgently, and we've been waiting and there's been so many delays. So something is wrong. I don't know if General Sibiya maybe confused the commission with the ad hoc committee process. Maybe that was the case. Maybe he's been summoned to appear before the commission on the 10th of September. But according to us, it hasn't been agreed on that he would appear before the ad hoc committee.
And I'm going to come back to that in terms of the other commission, if you can also speak to some of those questions. But just on the delays that you spoke of, the MK party says it's also concerned about the slow pace of the ad hoc committee, probing Mkonazi's allegations. Your reaction to that?
No, I feel exactly the same. Look, if I put my Democratic Alliance hat on, it really is extremely frustrating. We should have started by now. You remember when I brought the motion in Parliament regarding the idea of an ad hoc committee, the proposal was that we would need to finish by the 31st of October. It is now the 3rd of September and we haven't even started yet. So it is very, very frustrating. It's taken very long to get through the terms of reference, and it feels kind of directionless at the moment. I'm really hoping that after this coming Friday's meeting, we'll have a better idea and a better confirmation of urgency in terms of the road ahead for the committee.
And I mean, to my understanding, your timeframes are also quite tight. It is supposed to end in October, so it really doesn't give a lot of time. But Ian, very quickly, if you can, just speak to the scope of your, terms of reference, if you can, very, very shortly.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have to go and look at everything General Mkonazi said, the accusations, the allegations that he made, and then we need to summon all the relevant entities to come and share with us, what their involvement or not has been. But it's really a mission to get to the bottom of what was said and actually get solid evidence in front of the committee to make recommendations going forward.
And I mean, I'm just going to ask this question too. Just given then your short time frame, your terms of references, do you think the committee's scope is broad enough to get to the heart of the systemic interference in law enforcement? I know that you said the first person that you definitely will be calling up is Mkonazi himself.
Yeah, I think the scope is very good. I mean, all the parties gave detailed input. The session where we discussed scope was about 11 hours long. So I think the scope is good, it's accurate, and if done properly, it can work. Our biggest challenge is the time. I think we've had significant delays, and it's going to be extremely frustrating to try and finish this before or on the 31st of October.
And Ian, as we wrap up our conversation, I just want to get, very, very clear in terms of where Commissioner Sibiya stands. On the record, the ad hoc committee, as far as you know, has not summoned him.
I can't speak on behalf of the chairperson of the ad hoc committee, but from myself and the majority of the members, I posted it on the WhatsApp group of the ad hoc committee earlier, and no one could confirm that he's been summoned. So according to me, he has not been summoned for the 10th of September. Again, if so, then there's a serious problem in terms of Parliament's communication. I think there's something wrong, and that he may have misunderstood something.
And Ian, just very quickly, in terms of the 121 dockets that is really at the center of this controversy, what are your thoughts in terms of just what we've been seeing in the public, that now the Madlanga Commission also has these dockets, copies rather, of the dockets themselves?
Well, if the fact that they have copies make it more palatable, then they need to work through that. It's not a clear-cut black and white situation. You know, policing can't stop because of a commission, and it's rich coming from certain politicians now that policing must halt for a moment. But it's exactly because of that type of political interference that we're stuck in this situation. So it's a difficult situation to be in. I'm hopeful that we'll get the relevant reports to indicate to us whether there has been tampering with those dockets while they were removed. And hopefully the legitimacy or the integrity of those investigations has been upheld, and we would likely see that there would be successful investigation. But time will tell, and I guess the ad hoc committee as well as the commission will hopefully bring us some clarity in terms of what the real story is.
Ian, thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. Ian Cameron is the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Police, and they're clarifying that as far as he is concerned, and several members of that ad hoc committee, General Sibiya has not been summoned for the 10th of September, but of course he's not speaking on behalf of the ad hoc committee itself, but saying that he and several other members who are part of that committee are not aware that General Sibiya has been summoned on the 10th of September, saying perhaps he was summoned for the Madlanga Commission. But we'll see how we can also just get clarity on that particular issue, but also confirming there that he is in agreement with the MK party that raised concerns about the slow pace of the ad hoc committee and its work.